What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Evil Dead the Game video. Today I'm going to share with you some of the best tips and tricks that have helped me survive the Kandarian demon. While some of these are touched on in the tutorial, I want to go a bit more in detail to help you really prepare for some of the advanced players out there. So let's dive right in. Before you even enter a game, it's important first to know how the power of your chosen character works. I know it sounds obvious, but you'd be surprised how many players overlook this crucial detail. Each character in the game has a unique power that they can activate with a cooldown timer. For example, with Henry the Red, he has the ability to take 0 damage for a short amount of time. Or with Cheryl, she has the ability to drop a healing aura that will replenish every player's health within it. You can learn about your character's abilities before selecting them in the pre-game menu, and these abilities and how you use them is what will separate good teams from great teams. Speaking of which, another crucial part of surviving is working together as a team. While you can separate and go off on your own for specific objectives and loot, any good demon player will be able to take advantage of this and take you down fairly quickly. So make sure you stick together and defend each other as much as possible. Also, the way in which you build your team is extremely important. With 4 different classes, leader, warrior, hunter, and support, it's best to have a diverse team that can be successful in all parts of the game. While the strategy of everyone playing as Ash may sound nice on paper, it probably is not the best strategy. Combining characters like Henry the Red with Cheryl Williams, where you can have a brutal melee attacker alongside a healer, is very difficult to defeat as a demon. Another huge part of the game is using skill points to level up your characters further in their web of abilities. As you gain XP and spirit points in game, you can use these points to acquire skill points that will increase your abilities like health, melee damage, etc. Now don't forget this, as it will bring your skill set to an entirely new level. And on that same topic, healing and kills will get you the most XP in game, so warrior and support characters may be your go-to when trying to grind for XP. Now, with that out of the way, let's jump into an actual game. First of all, at the start of a game, it's important to avoid being detected by the demon player. The demon player is limited on how they can find survivors. They can detect players if their fear is too high, they know when players are driving vehicles, and they are alerted to players when they get within a certain range. Other than that, they are playing a guessing game on where you are. So make sure that you avoid driving vehicles unless absolutely necessary, and keep your fear level below the eyeball on your fear bar. You can decrease your fear by starting fires, staying in the light, and using your flashlight to slow down your fear gain. Keeping your fear down is also crucial for ensuring that you aren't possessed by a demon player. So make sure you're really paying attention to this when playing. A great thing you could do as survivor is actually mark items on the map, as well as supply crates and weapons and things like this. Please do this. It's crucial for letting your teammates know that you found a supply crate or a weapon that could help them. And if you're trying to find the map pieces or go to a specific place on the map, you can open up the map by pressing select, and you can mark an area that you're going to. This is extremely useful when you're trying to find the map pieces, for example. That way you can mark the area that you need to go, and you yourself won't get lost, as well as your teammates. Next, make sure that you are looting effectively. Ensuring that you take the time to find a sufficient amount of pink F and supply crates to level up your abilities can ultimately decide your fate in the late game. Also, finding colas, amulets, and stronger weapons is important as you start to take on more powerful deadites as the game goes on. It'll be tempting to rush to the objectives quickly and dive right in, but this could really cost you once you start to get to the dagger and the pages, and eventually the dark ones. On top of looting, make sure you're grabbing all the ammo you see across the map, even if it's not for the weapon you're specifically holding. Since some characters rely heavily on ranged weapons, you're going to want to make sure that you can pass along ammo to your teammates if they end up needing it later in the game. Next, and potentially one of the biggest tips I can offer you, is understanding how the demon player actually works. The level of the demon player, which can be found at the bottom of your screen, is crucial in knowing what enemies that you may be facing. For example, the demon player is unable to drop a boss deadite like that of Henrietta, Elagos, or Evil Ash until they reach level 10. Meaning, if you find all of the map pieces before the demon reaches level 10, it may be worth rushing into the collection of the dagger and pages before they can drop a boss on you. Keeping this in mind while playing can really help you, and you could even split up during this time to get the dagger and the pages at the same time if you strategize accordingly. Another huge tip, may seem obvious, but don't forget to dodge. Dodging is what will give you an extreme advantage as a survivor, as anytime you dodge, you are immune to any hits coming at you, even against the dark ones. And you can dodge simply by pressing A on Xbox or X on PlayStation, but dodging does use quite a bit of stamina, but again, it's an absolute game changer when taking on massive hordes of deadites. Also, when overwhelmed by a ton of deadites that are quickly taking your health, one of the best ways to avoid damage is by activating execution kills. One, they look cool, so that's fun, but you are also immune to all other damage coming at you during these animations. Activating these animations as much as possible during these hectic times can definitely save your life. And last but not least, when you're taking on the dark ones, make sure you keep moving during your attacks. By simply continuing to run to your left, you are able to completely avoid the dark ones' attacks while still being able to attack them yourself. And not only will you be avoiding their attacks, but you'll also still be moving away from the nearby deadites that are being spawned by the demon player. It's a simple yet effective strategy that can really help you during that end game action. But that's it, a handful of tips that will help you defeat the Kandarian demon. Ultimately, playing as Survivor takes a lot of practice, and as time goes on, you'll find what works best for you. But I hope this gets you started and on a path towards success. If you have any further tips that I didn't mention here, let me know in the comments below. But that's going to wrap this video. If you enjoyed, make sure you drop a like and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this one. And of course, as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.